The more attractive you are as a man, the less women will seem interested in you. A paradox that sounds absurd until you understand how human perception actually works beneath conscious awareness. At high levels of attractiveness, the human brain no longer processes you as a neutral social opportunity, but as a high-stakes variable, triggering subconscious risk evaluation systems that evolve to protect individuals from rejection, status loss, and emotional exposure. Psychologists call this intimidation-based avoidance, where perceived value exceeds self-assessed worth, leading the observer to preemptively disengage to preserve ego stability and avoid cognitive dissonance. At the same time, highly attractive individuals activate mate competition heuristics, meaning women subconsciously assume you are already taken, already desired, or emotionally unavailable, which reduces overt signaling even when interest exists internally. So attraction doesn't disappear. It becomes invisible, filtered through fear, projection, and self-protection mechanisms that mask desire as indifference. And that's why the more attractive you are, the less interest you'll see.
Why do men only last 7 seconds in bed, but women can go for hours? Think of it like two completely different operating systems. The classic male body is wired for speedrun mode. From an evolutionary point of view, get in, pass on the genes, get out before a tiger or angry villagers show up. So his brain hits the gas, dopamine spikes, stress about "don't mess this up" kicks in, and that cocktail actually makes him finish faster. Then his system slams the brakes with a cool-down period, like a console overheating. Meanwhile, the classic female body is built for slow burn mode. It needs more build-up, more sensory input, more emotional context, and once it's warmed up, it can loop the level again and again without a long reset. Modern stuff like stress, zero sleep, and fast solo habits train guys' brains for quick hits, while a lot of women's wiring leans naturally toward marathon mode, not sprint.
Boobs make women seem 10 times more attractive for men, and psychology shows this effect happens so fast and so deeply that most men don't even realize their brain is being manipulated by a biological shortcut carved millions of years ago. Researchers found that when men rate a woman's attractiveness, their evaluations shift dramatically, sometimes doubling, based purely on how much of her chest is visible, even when every other physical trait is kept constant. This paradox is striking because the human brain claims to value facial symmetry, waist-to-hip ratios, or even personality cues, yet the exposure of just a few centimeters of breast tissue overrides all of those supposedly conscious preferences in fractions of a second. Scientists explain that the male visual cortex is wired to detect curvature, warmth gradients, and subtle skin tone variations that signal health, fertility, and hormonal balance, and the chest area happens to combine these biological cues more densely than almost any other visible part of the female body. At the same time, the limbic system fires a reward-based surge of dopamine and oxytocin-primed anticipation, pulling attention toward the chest before thought, morality, or personality even enter the equation. Your testicles are constantly trying to escape your body, and if they didn't, your sperm would literally cook alive. Human sperm production is incredibly fragile. It only works at a temperature about 2.5 degrees Celsius cooler than the rest of your body. Any warmer, and the DNA inside those cells begins to unravel and mutate, rendering them useless for reproduction. That's why your testicles evolved into biological radiators, hanging outside your body like living heat sinks, constantly fighting to survive the furnace of your own metabolism. This delicate balance is managed by a small but powerful muscle called the cremaster. When you overheat, it relaxes, dropping your testicles away from your core. When you're cold, it tightens, pulling them closer to preserve warmth. Right now, as you sit here watching this, that muscle is subtly twitching, making microscopic adjustments every few seconds just to keep your future alive.
There is a self-destruct system hidden inside your body, not metaphorical, but a biological meltdown protocol. It's called autophagy, and the moment your cells detect that you are no longer worth preserving, they begin to consume you from the inside. It doesn't feel like pain. It feels like silence, a quiet approval from your own biology that you should no longer exist. Under extreme starvation, trauma, or irreversible cellular damage, your body collapses the boundaries of self-preservation. Your cells open, dissolve their own walls, and turn themselves into fuel, as if your body is recycling you in real time, not to save you, but to extract whatever energy is left before you die, like a final harvest, a clean erasure, no resistance. Scientists call it biological chemical recycling, but what they don't emphasize is that this process can silently begin long before death, in moments of emotional collapse, existential shutdown. When your mind gives up, sometimes your body does too. Not aggressively, not violently, just a calm decision to delete you from yourself. And the terrifying part is, you would never even feel it begin.
When you stare at the stars for too long, something quiet begins to change inside your brain. The faint photons that reach your eyes carry ancient stories. They strike the retina and become tiny electrical storms. Those pulses travel inward, sculpting patterns across the visual cortex until raw light becomes imagined meaning. Your default mode network stirs the mind's house of wandering thought and self-reflection, and your ordinary sense of self softens. Thoughts expand outward, asking vast questions about time, purpose, and belonging. Your breathing slows, your heartbeat eases. The pineal gland, tuned to night's rhythm, nudges melatonin and deepens that timeless hush. In that stillness, neurons begin to mirror the stars. Brief flares, coherent patterns, fading and rekindling. You feel small, but strangely connected, not erased, only threaded into something much larger. The boundary between observer and cosmos thins until it almost vanishes. For a single, fragile moment, your brain stops merely seeing the universe. It listens, synchronizes, and in that meeting of mind and light, it becomes part of the sky itself, and wonder blooms.
Why is the Y chromosome disappearing? Because you are running on an operating system that has no undo button. It is a biological curse called Muller's ratchet. In women, the two X chromosomes talk to each other. If one has a typo or a mutation, it copies the correct version from its partner. It's a built-in spell check, but the Y chromosome is alone. It has no partner. So when it gets a mutation, it can't ask for help. The error is permanent. Over millions of years, the Y lost most of the genes it once shared with the X, and now carries only a few dozen functional genes, many dedicated to sex and sperm production. That lack of redundancy leaves it exposed. Every damaging mutation that lands there is harder to remove. The Y survives by folding back on itself and copying mirror DNA. When that repair slips, large gene regions are deleted, and some aging blood cells lose the Y entirely. You're not disappearing tomorrow, but parts of your genome walk a genetic tightrope with no safety net, and every slipped step is permanent. If you secretly love the smell of gasoline when you fill up your car, or the sharp scent of nail polish, stop. You are not just smelling something good, you are reacting to toxic fumes. Gasoline contains benzene, a sweet-smelling hydrocarbon, and a known carcinogen. Nail polish fumes contain similar volatile solvents like toluene and acetates. These chemicals evaporate easily, which is why the smell hits you so fast. Your brain interprets that sudden hit as oddly pleasant, but that reaction is misleading. When you inhale these fumes, they rapidly enter your bloodstream through your lungs and reach your brain. These solvents mildly depress the central nervous system, which can create a brief feeling of calm, lightheadedness, or clarity. That split-second "ah" isn't because the scent is enjoyable like food or flowers. It's a neurological response to chemical stress. You're not enjoying a nostalgic smell. You're feeling your nervous system momentarily dulled by chemicals your body was never meant to inhale. The sweetness isn't pleasure. It's your brain misreading exposure as comfort.